There have been missiles fired from Iran. Do you believe, given civilians as well as generals and scientists were killed in Iran, that Iran intends to kill Israeli civilians?
I don't think Iran intends to kill civilians. That's something that the Israelis do. The Israelis are the ones who consider everyone to be Amalek and subhuman. They are, after all, the chosen people. So that's not what we do. I think that such language is totally inaccurate, and it only helps the Israelis continue with their genocidal behavior. The Iranians are retaliating. When the Israelis strike Tehran, the Iranians are going to strike Tel Aviv. And Iran has much better capabilities than the Israelis do when it comes to striking with missiles. And the Israeli regime will soon see that. This war of aggression was carried out, initiated by the Israeli regime, unprovoked. Iran's nuclear targets, nuclear sites, which IAEA inspectors visit there regularly, they were struck. Buildings near my home, where I'm sitting right now, were destroyed, killing civilians. Literally, I don't know in a direct line if it would be a kilometer or not. In different neighborhoods in Tehran, they've destroyed buildings. Children were thrown out of buildings, just like in Gaza when you see the footage, and in Lebanon when the Israelis would strike. Children were thrown out of buildings, murdered, women murdered, families of targets murdered, neighbors murdered.
And
that's
how much
the Israeli
damage
regime conducts
has been
itself.
done to Iran's nuclear program?
Iran's key assets, whether it's military or nuclear, are deep underground. And therefore, they cannot be touched by the Israeli regime. They can strike buildings on the surface, on the land, but they can't touch underground installations. But we have always keep in mind, these installations are regularly visited. The IAEA inspectors regularly go there. And Netanyahu has been saying for, someone just reminded me today, over 40 years, I'm told, that Iran is on the verge of making nuclear weapons. These are lies that he repeats, and lies that Western media repeat, and lies that Western politicians repeat, because they will support the Israeli regime no matter what atrocity it carries out, as we've seen in Gaza with the Holocaust.
Do you think the process of talks and negotiation can be rescued? I mean, the Americans and the Israelis are suggesting that the real aim is to bomb Iran into agreeing to come back into compliance. Do you think that talks process can be resuscitated?
No, I think it's going to be almost impossible to have talks or an agreement with Americans in the future. Trump has shown himself to be dishonest. Just yesterday, he said one thing. Today on social media, saying something else. At the negotiating table, he and Witkoff one day say something, then the next day they say something else. He has agreements like the ceasefire in Gaza, which Witkoff negotiated, and then he goes and says the Palestinians must leave. The U.S. is the guarantor for the ceasefire in Lebanon, but then the Israelis are daily, on a regular basis, murdering Lebanese citizens, and the guarantor, meaning the United States and the Europeans, do nothing about it. The United States is untrustworthy, and it's not just our region, it's with the trade negotiations, it's with Russia, it's with across the board. Trump is simply unreliable, and his White House is unreliable. But now they have murdered Iranians. They have murdered women and children. I know that in the West that's not important because we are Amalek just like the Gazans. But for us, it's very important. And we will make sure that the Israeli regime pays the price. And hopefully Trump is sane enough not to enter a military conflict with Iran. Just have no doubt that it will be much easier for Iran to strike targets across the Persian Gulf. Much closer, many more drones and missiles can hit these targets. These are all glass palaces. Those family dictatorships that host American bases, they will be seen as complicit. So if we don't want to see the global economy collapse, it's best to force Trump not to do anything stupid.